Today is Thursday the 13th of June, my second entry for my talking diary. I've been thinking in the last few days about how this work will be different to my previous work. So to not reproduce something I've done before, but seeing this as a chance to trying something new. And with only having a few rehearsal days and not knowing the dancers, I feel like I really need to kind of pinpoint what I now want to focus in my research. And compared to the last time, I don't have musicians, or I think I don't have musicians, or visual artists, so the whole interdisciplinary context won't be there. So it will be much more based on movement, which kind of leaves me with the question of what kind of sound to use. And I've started to record sound here in Leeds, like my walk to work and just the sound from rehearsals I've done in the last few weeks with my students, and kind of just bringing some of the kind of home sounds, I guess, to New York. I've also thought of maybe taking some music of musicians I've worked with here in Leeds and bring it over as a kind of, I guess, as a trace of previous work. And apart from the music, which means that I won't use the kind of direction methods I've learned from the musicians, but now we'll really just focus on kind of choreographic direction methods. I would like to draw out my role more, and I struggle with it sometimes because I feel I get caught up in planning and organising and managing a project and also managing a group, and then sometimes forget that I am a performer as well, and what my role and how I can develop and explore my part in the whole performance more. And I guess when I compare it with the last performance, I'm now much more interested in kind of how I can present my, I always call it human side more. So I feel like there are kind of two different ends to my role. So there's one where I'm placing myself among the performers. I sit on the floor mostly with my mic and I comment a lot on what the performers are doing, and sometimes it's like I'm using stream of consciousness to kind of just give the audience an insight into my brain and what I'm thinking of, without being too selective about kind of verbalizing it. So I feel like I'm very much part of the company. And then again, when I sit at my desk, I very much feel on the outside looking in, observing and structuring and kind of planning ahead, and not really being part of it but looking into it and interfering with it. Of course, this kind of then means that when you look at the social dynamics, that has quite a strong impact on it. When I'm amongst them, there's a very flat hierarchy or hardly any. When I'm on the outside, I think the sense of hierarchic structure is much more present. So I would like to kind of play with going in and out much more this time. I also would like to maybe talk to the audience, which I've never done before, and kind of explain a little bit more about the context of the work. So I've been reading so much about Foucault, and maybe to kind of just refer to him and to refer to other readings I've done, and start to kind of give a framework to the work. So I guess the side of me being a researcher becomes then more present, and hopefully it helps the audience to engage with the work on different levels. So this is something I really want to try and play with, and have to remember to really give time for this, and give myself time for this to practice when I rehearse with the dancers. Yes, and at the moment I feel like I kind of need to bring everything over, but actually that's really stupid, because I still have a week in New York where I can buy things there as well. So I do want to respond to what the dancers give me, and I don't want to kind of pre-plan everything too much, which is difficult because I'm such a obsessive planner. And yes, so what I want to do tomorrow is I want to send emails to all the dancers, and send them questions about home and their idea of home, so that they kind of start thinking about it. Maybe they all can start, if they want to read my blog, so they get a better understanding of the context of my work. And yes, I guess maybe start already in dialogue with the dancers, for me also to get a feel of where I'm going. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at the moment. Feel slightly stressed because there's so much to plan, but I have to remember that I can't plan everything.